you said you found more information out. So
I did.
What order of operations do you want to talk about? The video you have pulled up, or do you want to talk about the other stuff?
It's up to you. So basically, I can mention. I can mention kind of briefly the video we made. You mentioned, so I'm gonna actually have to correct you on one thing, Smash. You mentioned earlier this stream. You mentioned that I'd been talking with you about this video for a while, and you're correct. However, the story I alluded to is something I'm not allowed to tell people, unfortunately.
So this video was actually different than what you were referencing.
It was. This one took a lot more research or whatever, and that I have a couple other things I'm looking into still. But the issue that we had was that I was trying to find a story, and I was trying to look into kind of some stuff, and I had some leads and whatever, and I was like, okay, and I honestly felt like I found a dead end, because this whole thing started where I ended up stumbling on, and I'm not going to name who this is because I still have it in my back pocket, but I found there's a member of Sweet Baby Inc. that's not listed.
That works there?
Correct.
Interesting.
Has been working there, actually 2 members, and that have been working there for quite some time, but they are not listed pretty much anywhere. I managed to find them because it actually lists their involvement in one of their resumes. So don't, it's a long story.
Wow.
But I found that, and by searching for them, I ended up finding kind of, stuff about other things, and it led me to Wings. And when I looked at Wings and I looked down the things and I saw Kim Belair was there, I was like, wait, nobody's talked about this. Nobody's mentioned that Kim was here. So there's already a story here. There's already something.
Not only has no one talked about it, but I'd venture to guess nobody's even heard of Wings. Like, I'd never heard of it.
Well, that's the thing. I thought people hadn't, but it actually was linked in a lot of post. I think it was on some sort of form. I'm pretty sure it was QE Farms. That's what I ended up finding it. But it was listed there a bunch with a lot of other different things. And long story short, it wasn't like I went looking for it. I was looking for kind of other things, and I just stumbled on it. So I was taking a look because it was like, here are some sites that are kind of similar. And when I looked down and I saw the background photos of the person. Now, Smash, I know that you found the image of Kim Belair. Well, you haven't found it actually. It was in the tweet that you're using for the thing. But that image right there was posted somewhere, and I remembered using that image for a thumbnail, wanting to use it because honestly, that image is not very flattering of Kim. No. So I was kind of like perfect for a thumbnail, but it was low resolution, low quality, so I didn't end up using it. But I remembered that. And I'm like, this background of this site for these people is exactly the same. So I got to look for that again. And I looked back and I found that. And I found they announced that it was on Wings. And I looked on the site. And that's when I found that. And I was like, okay, cool. So we know Kim was here. But that's not a story. That's only something. That's like, okay, we got something here. What else? So I'm like, okay, I'm looking around. And I kind of couldn't really find anything. So then I kind of gave up, but then I searched under Wings Interactive, and then I ended up finding their real name, which was Vingar Interactiva. And when I looked up because you can actually find it if you go to their site and you look in their terms of service or whatever, it literally has the name there, including the address for Landfall Games. It's right there. You just wouldn't find it. It's on their site. So if you are worried, oh, maybe it wasn't the same. Maybe there's some other Petter, Henriksen or somewhere, right?
On this,
literally, if you go into, I think their terms of service or whatever, if you go down all the way down, it should be their terms of use. I think, yes, right there. Go. It says Vingar right there under acceptance. This document hereafter is referred to terms of use agreement, legal agreement with you user, Vingar Interactiva, registered businesses at. There you go.
Activia.
Oh, come on, honey.
It's Interactiva.
Leave me alone.
It's Swedish.
And so that's exactly why I don't pronounce it well.
So this is the address. The business office is at this address here is the same address as.
Well, you want to prove it? Type it in.
No, I believe you. I'm telling the chat right now. This is the same address as the game company. What the hell is the game company? Landfall Studios. Thank you. Yeah.
Sorry, Swedes.
Same
Yeah,
address.
and so I was like, wait, this can't be right. So like, is it the Landfall that I know of? Like Landfall? Like I had heard of them because, look, I'll be honest, I've played Totally Accurate Battle Simulator like a long time ago, and I haven't played many of their other games. But like, if you know of any of the like the gaming YouTubers, you know the big ones, like they've played these games. They've played Tabs, they've played Cluster Truck, they've played like you know of those games. And yep, as you can see. So here's something interesting. Look at the one-star
quality
reviews.
hotel experience?
It's
Yeah,
weird.
we didn't understand that one
I don't
either.
know. I think it's humor because do me a favor. Look at the one-star reviews. You'll see something very interesting. No,
Drop
go.
dates.
Keep going. Keep going. You got to find the other one.
It's in there
I
somewhere.
found
I'm
this while
looking at
looking, and I
delete.
did there,
There it is.
right there.
There it is.
Petter Henriksen, that's the guy who's in charge. I hate it here. If you look at the responses to that, it literally has him like responding to himself with his own email. So it's really weird. I don't know if it's some sort of like humor thing.
Or maybe
like,
something
really
for
weird. There, see?
engagement.
You please reach out to Peter Landfall for assistance. It's literally his own email. I don't know why.
So he's retarded.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think it's some sort of humor thing. Like,
Right.
that's what I'm going to
Well, I
guess.
mean, this
That
is
or
the kind of
it's
humor
that
that,
or
like,
it's some sort of goof.
this is like lefty lunatic quote unquote humor where they have no idea how to be funny. So this is just like dumb.
I mean, if it was played off the right way, it could have been funny. But like, just saying I hate it here is just kind of weird,
Right.
and it was odd. But we found that, and we were like, okay, this can't be the same Landfall. But if you actually go, so here's something interesting. I didn't include this in the video. There's a lot of stuff we didn't include because we kind of cut out or didn't have time for. If you look at the street view, there's an interesting thing you can find if you're not certain this is the same Landfall. But what's interesting is if you look at the street view,
How do I do that?
show it from a certain angle. You can go to
Camera.
get out of the reviews and go to the street view.
Literally the sea outside.
It
Sounds
looks.
like someone's house.
Wait. Click the front of the building. It'll reorient. Now scroll forward as much as you can. Go back to the front of the building.
Go back to the house, and you see the rightmost.
Scroll to that window.
The
That window on the
rightmost
far
window.
right.
That right there.
Landfall.
Yep.
But notice the default view is where it's covered by trees. I just found that weird. You
Yeah,
know,
we
it's
both
sort of like, why? Why is that see? It's just like, I don't think that's on purpose. It was just weird. It was just kind of like, okay, odd. And then if you look under the Landfall logo on that door, it looks like, I couldn't confirm it, but it looks like there might be a Wings logo below it. If you can see, there's like something, it could just be an open.
We tried doing the zoom and enhance cliche. Unfortunately, that only works in movies.
Enhance.
But yeah, we tried a bunch of things, but long story short, it made me already curious. So I looked up like what companies are registered here. It was like, there are 12 of these. Why are there 12 companies? Okay, maybe it's just like some office space kind of thing, right? Maybe the Landfall place like has an office space here. That would make sense. And then there's other companies here, right? And I'm looking through the names and I'm like, all of these are Landfall names. And then there are just some weird companies that are like Wilhelm Nulund Aktiabolag. And it was like, what the heck is this? And I looked it up and and it showed that literally every single person that was you're trying to enhance it.
Trying.
I can't.
That's the
it
best.
Might just say open. It might just say open, but it
might be in
like
another
one.
language too. So
Yeah.
But-
We have no idea. We weren't able to figure it out.
But it was like really weird names, and I looked on the site and I looked to see who filed for it or whatever, and it was always either Wilhelm Nulund Tiabolag, who was the like one of the co-founders, I believe. I can't remember exactly how he's, or Petter Henriksen. Now, here's an interesting thing we didn't cover in the video. If you actually search for Vingar Interactiva and you look at who filed for it, it is not Petter Henriksen. It is actually the other co-founder, but if you look up who's on the board there, Petter Henriksen is the only other person listed. So it was kind of weird.
I can
I
see
can
your
actually-
gears moving, Smash.
I'm
trying my best. I'm going as fast as I can here to keep up with you guys.
if you
No,
want,
I'm seeing your. No, I'm seeing your confusion at it all.
if you want, what I did was I was not.
Oh, how about
take-
this? Did you guys check Moby Games?
We did.
Man, is there anything you don't check? So Wings Interactive is known for a bunch of games.
But that's the thing. That's the thing. This is actually inaccurate because I'll tell you something that's different. This is different than Games for Diversity or whatever. They're active. They've been active as of February 4th. They literally have 4 new games ready to go. They're working on. So literally, this is not something that's just like, oh, it was done and now no one ever. It's actively going on, like right now. Go in the news. Go in their news section.
Real quick, before I do that, I think it's curious that Wings Interactive is not just a charity / consultation / whatever, but it's also literally a game company. Like they make games there.
They
Right?
do to a certain degree, but at the same time, no.
But
It's
when you
really
go
hard
to
to
the
tell.
site, this talking about funding and stuff for games. This doesn't say anything about
That's
making
the thing. I think those are the games they're credited on. Some of the games have credited them in the credits as like, if you want to go back to Moby, let's see what kinds of credits they are. Because you can actually look, if you go to the full credits, it'll tell you what kind of credits they are.
Oh, I gotcha.
So
like producer type thing.
No, so if you go back. If you go to, you want to go to, there should be at the bottom there should be like a full credits. Is it not there? But yeah, just to pick one of their games. Pick one of their games and go look at the full credits. It's only 20 people. If you go up to the top part there, credits, it's Atlas Web. If you look, it'll be right underneath released. You just missed it. But oh yeah.
Funding.
There. So
They're
see,
credited for
I
funding.
think when they credit them in the credits, that's why they're listed. So to answer the question you had, no, they don't make games. They fund games. $500,000 for some reason, but it's really weird because this company is very well connected. This is actually something new information that I found. Okay, and this is gonna be a first. Okay, I haven't made anything on this yet, so I've been able to connect them to Netflix gaming as well. And unfortunately, I've been able to connect one of the CEOs of Wings to EA, Bethesda, and I believe one other one as well.
Was it Ubisoft? I don't remember.
Ubisoft, yes, Ubisoft. So,
wait, Ubisoft?
It always leads back to Ubisoft.
It always does.
That's really weird because Kim Belair is like very tied in there, and you have that whole spreadsheet showing everything connected to Ubisoft.
I have to update it, but yes, I do have that. But
it's
here's the thing: I can tell you that
Ubisoft.
the co-CEO of Wings also used to work for Quantic Dream in 1998. You might know of Quantic Dream because it's a very popular game.
The co-CEO of which company though? I'm trying to keep up here. There's a lot of companies.
So put it this way: Petter Hendrickson.
Quantic Dream has. I did a video on them. They have quite the checkered history with. God, what was it? It was one of the developers. Was it sexual assault or something? And that they stayed on and paid the people off. It was something crazy. But anyway, sorry. But that's in Switzerland too, right?
A lot of these things are like in Switzerland or whatever, but
Sweden
or Sweden, whatever.
Or whatever. You're gonna always correct me on everything, honey. I just can't give it up.
Someone has to keep track of things.
What I also found is there is actually another part of Wings, which is called Wings Elevate. It's an accelerator program. And what they do is they uplift diverse teams through an accelerator program designed to help developers refine projects to a pitch-ready state and develop connections to the industry. And they have all these graphs and saying how many people have applied and how many of them were marginalized and gender. Like it is, this is gobbledygook. Like it is literally like I don't even know. Here, let me send you the link to this thing. This is ridiculous.
I love after I made the video, after you made the video, people are already showing up being like, "You've been exposed, you worthless fuck."
But I
And this-
just sent
are
you
you funded by any governments or government-funded NGOs?
our submissions closed. Yes, they're closed. What is it? You should probably close.
Go, honey, go.
Oh man, this is wild. This is wild. Women's Day. It's the other thing too. Hold on, they have. Shoot.
I just sent you something that you'll be interested in because it actually, here's the weirdest thing. They have all these graphs. So someone's taken the time to do this and it's so ridiculous. Some of these graphs, I actually saved one just for how ridiculous it is. Like it literally, I saved one in particular for something completely different, but I read it and I was like, what the heck? Look down, Flat Smash. Look at this. You go down.
Flash.
I almost did.
Wings
you
Elevate
down.
Games Accelerator Program. Wings Elevate is uplifting diverse. There it is. Define diverse. They can never define diverse. It's like asking them to define a woman.
It's
We have-
diverse that they decide.
We have a special clip for any time someone super chats that word.
What is it?
It's Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Ah. Wings Elevate is uplifting diverse teams through an accelerator program designed to help developers refine projects to a pitch-ready state and develop connections to advance in the industry.
Look down at some of these graphs, though, okay? Look at
Okay.
these graphs. These graphs are ridiculous.
Elevate cohort, region of residence.
Look down at the next graph. The next graph is with the funny one.
Oh, Jesus. Elevate.
And the
2023
application process, they ask you this question.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
Oh boy.
Do you identify yourself as part of any other marginalized group? 93% are LGBTQIA plus community. 17
Yeah,
reported
so it's
current
very
migrants
diverse.
or refugee status. 17% are migrants, like legal or illegal.
Refugees.
I've noticed this weird-
Most likely illegal because actual refugees are not going to care about this stuff.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what
Well,
even
I've
is
noticed
this?
a weird trend. This is something I noticed with Games for Diversity as well. That they have all this idea of like diverse and also like refugees. Like one of the game jams that Games for Diversity did was literally like about refugees in gaming. Like they literally made a game with refugees. It was like really weird. It's
I
like,
remember
what are you
that.
guys doing? Like,
It
do you,
made no sense.
Who sits down and goes, you know what we need to do? We need to make a game with refugees. It's like, what?
I
Like, just
feel like-
make a game and have fun.
The industry has gone full tilt with marginalization and diversity, where it's almost like if you do not identify as marginalized, you are actually the marginalized party.
But Smash, you're gonna love this one. I just got this. This is one of their charts for something else. I just shared it. It should be read this and tell me what's wrong with it. This is their graphs.
Shared it where?
I
Oh,
just shared it.
charge?
this one.
Right.
Read this and tell me what's wrong with it.
Paving the
Read
way
it
towards
aloud.
paving the way towards reducing the funding gap for indie devs. If we can't measure it, we can't improve it.
So
Raise awareness.
wait. So they're trying to raise awareness for the gender disparity, but they also admit that they can't measure it. Am I wrong?
Well, I think they want to raise awareness of it so that they're able to measure it.
But like, that's weird. It's like,
Oh, it's very
hey,
weird because they're looking at the gender of a person as a way to monetize that person, which is
just
really
really
fucking
weird.
weird. Share the stories of underrepresented developers. Here's the thing. This is why it always boils back down to Marxism and communism. Because in a capitalistic society, it's not a perfect system, nor will I argue it is, but it is a better system, in my humble opinion, than the others. Where the cream will rise to the top, the highest talented and most qualified will be the best to showcase the best. It's why America has been on top for so long, because it pushes the best to the top across the board. By raising up underrepresented developers, marginalized voices, people that are uneducated or have never done a damn thing in their life to get where they are, it holds back people that are actually trying their best to be successful, and it takes up spots and positions away from them by pushing them down. And that's not a path for success. And it's why there's this friction that we're all feeling right now.